Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver. We're going to be doing some magic today. It's been a little bit since I've done one of these. We have sped everything up into 2 times, and I'm just going to do some post narration here. So we're going to speed through this draft. I might do just like sort of record as I go next time, but yeah, I just wasn't recording audio for this one, so I figured we could do this in one of my old Storybook Brawl formats. Alright, so first pick here, I'm deciding between the Pixie and the Ice Magic, and I go with the Ice Magic. I like having a spell a little bit more. The Pixie is very good. It's a great 2-drop. I mean, flyers are really good in this format, but I don't know. I just think Ice Magic has a lot of utility, so I'm pretty happy to pick it up there. And we stay in blue there. We're going to pick up a Quistis. There wasn't a whole lot else in the pack. There's Corner by Black Mages, which I considered, but went with the Quistis to stay in one color. Here it's between Magitech Infantry and Sid. Black Mage's Rod would have been nice. If I'd picked up that Corner by Black Mages, I would have definitely taken the Black Mage's Rod here. I've been very happy with that card. We're going to take the Magitech Infantry with the possibility that maybe Sid wheels if nobody else is in blue-white. Also, I like taking Magitech Infantry very early if you're going to go for it. Just for the odd chance you're going to see more, which honestly, I don't often. I don't think I've had more than 2 decks that have had multiple Magitech Infantries. Here it's a relatively easy Sahagin. I mean, I just really like Sahagin in the blue decks. And then we're gonna follow that up with a Retrieve the Esper, which is very good with it. Adds to the board and also grows your Sahagin. Here we got this Sentinel, but I think I'm gonna go with the Call the Mountain Chocobo. We're not really seeing any white cards, so we're just gonna abandon that Magitech Infantry unless we open something crazy in white in pack 2. We get to pick up a Blazing Bomb, which is basically Sahagin, but the Wish.com version, which is still a very good card, to be clear. We get to pick up a Laughing Mad, and we've got the beginnings of a blue-red deck. Not like a phenomenal start here. We don't have any lightning magic or anything. We are going to get a late Mysidium Elder, which I don't often play in my blue decks, or my blue-red decks, but it's more of a black-red card. Just because you want to get that sort of critical mass of wizard tokens to be pinging your opponents. Here I take the land. I'm not sure if I should have taken the splash land. There's not many green cards you really want to splash, but I figured I'm probably not playing the land cycler anyways. But you know, I mean, you can do worse than the 6 mana 5/4 trample haste. All right, we get open a Genova, which doesn't help us at all. We're way too far away to even think about that. So it's either Summon Shiva or Prompto. I think I want the Shiva, although I like Shiva a lot better when we have ways to tap your opponent's creatures, like a Stuck in Summoner Sanctum or a Sleep Magic. I think Prompto's relatively low impact. I don't think I want to be first picking it. We get a couple cards here. I think it's a clear Fire Magic. Fire Magic's very good with Sahagin because you can usually grow it out of range and sweep your opponent's board and get very good value from it, especially in blue-red. And the other option was a Summon Brunhilde, which is a fine. It's usually a 2-mana 2/1 summon that draws you a card, which is okay. Not super high impact, but one I'm pretty much playing in most red decks. All right, and then we pick up a Sorceress's Schemes, which is really nice. We do want some removal to go with it, and we find a Suplex. Sleep Magic goes really well with the Shiva, but I think I want the Suplex a little bit more, just because we can get it back with the Sorceress's Schemes. We don't have a ton of stuff that we're really excited to get back yet. We got the one Ice Magic and the Suplex so far. Pretty easy combat tutorial here. Only card in the pack that looked interesting to me. White Aura Sight, pretty late there. But we're gonna snap up that Samurai's Katana, which is a premium red uncommon, I think, in pretty much every deck. We get a second Call the Mountain Chocobo, which is really nice. I don't know how many Call the Mountain Chocobos is like the upper limit, but I feel like I only want to be playing 2. Although I do really like having access to 1 or 2 for sure. Lets you keep hitting those land drops and also lets you keep casting spells. We passed on the third one for Dreams of Laguna. You just kind of get an earlier play with Dreams of Laguna, and it's also a 4-cost spell. But being able to play it on 2 and sort of smooth out your draw is definitely upside. And also you just really don't want to really overload on 4 drops, right? And there's a lot of 4 drops in this format, so you do kind of have to be paying attention. We're gonna jam the Cerberus here, the GF Cerberus. over the Emperor of Palamecia, which is a little bit unfortunate to have to pass the Emperor. I mean, ideally we want both, but I think that Cerberus is a little bit higher impact. I mean, Emperor is super good. It comes down on 2 and lets you cast your spells quicker, which is phenomenal. But we do get a really good payoff in the in blue-red with the Shantoto. And without seeing another Sahagin here, we've only got the other bomb. We really need payoffs. So that's pretty much what I'm prioritizing here. I mean, we kind of need hard removal and payoffs, so I don't know. Our deck's like relatively medium as far as like blue-red decks. I would say at this stage in pack 3 here. Pretty deep into pack 3. We still haven't seen a lightning magic again. We've only got the 1 bomb, 1 Sahagin. We got, I mean, Shantoto's great. But yeah, we are gonna have to protect our premium threats here probably. We do have a lot of ways to like sort of card filter and draw cards. I mean, Call of Mountain Chocobo is kind of a card draw thing, card draw spell. Like, I mean, you draw a mountain, but you still go up a card. And then the flashback allowing you to just like get so many lands, which is kind of why I've still got this Relentless XATM in here. I mean, it's 6 mana, but you should be able to get up to 8 mana pretty easily. We can also discard it to Laughing Mad. We do get to pick up another bomb, which is another payoff, so that's nice. There's an Ice Flawn. We're just gonna take the rare though for some gems. This is pretty much what our deck's gonna look like here. We get a couple rares. We're not playing the Fire Crystal, even though it's on color. Fire Crystal, I feel like our Fire Crystal is just pretty much unplayable. The effect is just like, it's so expensive to use, and it just doesn't do anything the turn it comes into play. Giving your creatures haste is like okay, but you don't want to take an entire turn off just to have that effect. Alrighty, so I'm gonna do some deck building here, and then we'll come back for round 1. I'm gonna spend a little bit too much time probably working on cuts here. As you can see, our 4 slot is very gummed up, so we're gonna have to trim that down. All right, and we're back. I did make some cuts here. The 4 slot's still pretty heavy, but I did end up cutting the XATM, which I kind of left it in there for an absurdly long time until I finally decided to cut it. But I've been pretty happy with XATM, to be honest. We start off here with a bomb on turn 1. Opponent goes Magitech Infantry, but we have the fire magic, so that's kind of exactly what we want to see. We want to see our opponents playing Magitech Infantries and Dragoon Lances in here and stuff. We get to go Shantoto on turn 3, which is really nice. Shantoto, of course, never gonna die to fire magic specifically. We can take a couple hits and sort of hope that they develop their board a bit. Opponent looks like they're missing their second color though. They're mono white, and they're gonna fire off a Slash of Light on the bomb because I guess they don't have anything else. I mean, I feel like I would if I'm in that spot, I just get another infantry, and I want to take out Shantoto. Like, Shantoto is such a higher priority threat, but maybe they just wanted to cast a spell that turn. They play another Plains and just pass. So, and they're not even attacking with the Dragoon's Lance, so they are. Their hand is probably all cards that are not white, I'm assuming here. We get to play Retrieve the Esper, which is gonna give us a 4 power Shantoto. I'm expecting them to double block and then go and get their other Magitech Infantry. There's no way they don't have another one. It would be awkward if they didn't, because then they just get the trade. But they do, and they do exactly what I expected to. So after it resolves, we cast our fire magic, sweeping their board. Opponent plays a tapped land. They do find their second color, but it's a little bit too late. And yeah. We go up 1-0. Let's go. All right, reasonable starting hand. We're on the draw or on the play again, which is very nice. We get to go turn 1 bomb once again as well into a turn 3 katana. Turn 3 katana on the play is it feels so powerful. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just a 3/3, right? But the fact that you get in with it right away is I don't know. Like, you compare it to like Bard's Bow, just like the it's basically just got haste over it, but it feels like so much more powerful. All right, opponent is gonna fire off a removal spell on our token. We're gonna be able to use this turn to combat tutorial, grow our bomb a little bit, get some stuff. We got a bunch of lands, but that's okay. We have a lot of card filtering on our deck, so flooding out really isn't that big of an issue in this deck, which is really nice. And there's a Thief's Knife, which I'm just gonna fire off the Light of Judgment, take out the equipment. Not that I'm worried about them equipping, so maybe I could have just fired off the bomb and taken out the token and saved my spell, but growing the bomb is really nice. The bomb becomes a real threat, and opponent also recognizes that and decides to spend 4 mana to make me sacrifice it. But we have Shantoto as a good follow-up here. We're going to be able to Laughing Mad end of turn to sort of filter our cards and reload our hand. Opponent spending their turn to travel the overworld. They are at 10. We only have the 1 threat in Shantoto, but they are that is a little bit risky. But they do refill their hand. We're going to be able to fill up our board, play a couple threats here, a second bomb, and a Sahagin. So they have a full hand, but they have to answer a lot of things here. We got Call the Mountain Chocobo. I mean, we have lots of stuff to do with our mana as well. If we just want to get in, we can summon Shiva. Opponent's going to Sephiroth's Intervention and play a blocker. Seems reasonable. We're gonna go with Call the Mountain Chocobo, get some lands into play, keep hitting some land drops, so we can start double spelling with some of our graveyard action. Opponent gets a Lionheart, which is a pretty good removal for our bomb here. Unfortunately, we're not able to protect it there. Opponent deliberating a little bit. Corner by Black Mage is kind of awkward when you're playing Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum, so I mean they do get a 0/1 out of it, which I guess they're fine with. We get to take out their rat without giving them the treasure token, which is nice. Not that the treasure token matters a whole lot at this stage in the game, but we just remove their blocker, and we get to play a flying creature with the magicked card. I bet they felt so clever putting a card called magicked card in this set. Opponent gets to play some, or they go down 2, but they do gain a few life here by being able to play a couple spells after the Circle of Power there, and they even have the Overkill to take out our Sahagin. But we still have a 4-power flyer that they can't interact with, so we get the win here. All right, 2-0 so far. Off to a great start. Kind of an awkward draw, but we are going to keep this. I mean, our hand is functional with just red mana, so we can kind of wait a while before we draw our blue mana. Otherwise, like, I would be a little more hesitant to keep this. But we get Samurai's Katana on 3. If we draw any amount of land, any land, even a mountain, we can Call the Mountain Chocobo. Allows us to pull more mountains out of our deck and potentially give us higher chance of drawing that island. Not that that's like a huge factor in the calculus there, but opponent misses their 3rd land drop after casting Esper Origins, which means they bin 2 Chocobo kicks and then they cast the Dreams of Laguna just to hit their land. So fortunately for us, we're not really they're not stopping our pressure at all. So even though our draw was a little bit awkward, it was still enough to pressure the opponent here, and we did find our blue source and get our Sahagin in play. Opponent gets Ignis, so it's starting to catch up on mana, but we with the Sahagin and the Katana in play, like we're still putting on a ton of pressure. Hitting the opponent for 5 there. They're trading with a Chocobo token because I mean it's the only as a way to block the most damage for them for sure. Again, we got the Sahagin, we got lots of action. We got 2 removal spells plus fire magic. Combat tutorial to reload our hand if we need it, so in a very good spot. I mean, once again, opponent stumbled pretty hard, so we're just gonna fire magic for 1 and just get in. Go up to 4-0 now. Or wait, 3-0? 4-0? I don't remember. Excuse me. All right, once again, we got the Katana. And we are on the play, so we're getting pretty fortunate with the play draw coin flip here. We're gonna go Dreams of Laguna here. Opponent goes 1-drop into 2-drop, Ochu into Curl. We are gonna get to play our Katana and attack with the Ochu out of commission there. But the third 1, 2, 3 with the third 3-drop being Chocomog is a little bit scary. So we're gonna hold back here. I'm actually going to try and trade with the Chocomog, just because, I mean, I know it's dead in 2 turns, but I just really need to mitigate the amount of damage we're taking here. Opponent has a pretty aggressive draw. They go for Giesel Greens. Pretty good news for me that their only play on turn 4 was just a 2-drop token. And also our Cerberus got to survive after playing it on turn 4. We get to make a couple of 3/3s, which we're going to happily trade off aggressively here. Opponent plays a Garnet. Now we get to triple up on our next spell. We're going to triple up on the Flashback to Retrieve the Esper. I thought they were all going to get counters, but unfortunately the way that the spell is worded, it says the spell has to be cast from the graveyard. So the copies are not cast from the graveyard, so they don't get the counters. But we got a 5/5 and 2 3/3s. It's still pretty good. I got a little bit aggressive here. I'm not realizing that I was at 9, I think. The attack with the 2 tokens there, I think, was probably pretty greedy, especially with the curl, and then being able to tap down one of my blockers. Like, they could have tapped down the other blocker with the curl here as well, and then gotten in for, I guess they don't really get in for more, because I can still block a 2/2 just fine. But yeah, we're gonna happily trade off as aggressively as we can. Try and use up these tokens that we've gotten, that we've doubled up on. Definitely not attacking this turn. Can't afford to. I mean, they're playing green-white, so you can expect them to be playing like a bunch of combat tricks. I feel like green-white is generally playing like You're Not Alone or like Blitzball Shot or something. So you don't want to leave yourself too unprotected. The opponent plays Crystal's Chosen, which is pretty huge, immediately matching this or dwarfing the size of our army, really. But we do get to play a bunch of stuff. We have a bunch of value in the graveyard as well, so we can keep on developing our board as well. Now we are in a bit of a stalemate. Opponent does have curl to lock down virtually 2 creatures when they go for an Alpha Strike. Now opponent's going to play Vanilli. Maybe it's Vanilla, I don't know. Anyways, they're going to mill 2 and then return a permanent. And they have the choice between Chocomog, White Auracite, or Ochu here. And I feel like my choice would be Chocomog. Like, I mean, you've got a bunch of creatures. Chocomog would allow all your 2/2s to trade with my 3/3s. You could tap down my 2 biggest creatures and get a big Alpha Strike in. I mean, I guess that might leave you vulnerable, but the Ochu is a wild choice to me. I guess you can cast it this turn, so that's why you go for it, but yeah, there's also an Auracite. Like, an Auracite seems good. Like, I mean, being able to remove my biggest creature so you can tap down other creatures would also be probably more valuable than the Ochu. That 8 mana activation can't be that valuable. We did get some more card filtering here with our magicked card, and now we have a 4/4 flyer. So if opponent can't start punching through, then we are going to start to win the race just in the air here. We're going to be able to break the stalemate we got going on. Opponent's just going to flashback Giesel Greens and play another Grand Pulse Ochu. So we're pretty happy to see that. I did do a little bit of miscalculating in my brain here. I was like, I thought I had lethal. I forgot that Katana only gives +2/+2. I don't know why my brain was like +3/+3, probably because it comes into play as a 3/3. So I was like, I could just combat tutorial, equip it up, and then I realized, wait, that's 1 less than lethal. So let's not do that. Let's just throw the counter on the flyer. We can take out the curl with our suplex, and then just play a couple 2-drops and then see what the opponent does. Opponent still has Eden. I mean, they probably have like Orin's Inspiration or something in their deck, so we do have to be pretty careful. I feel like Orin's Inspiration definitely at its best in green-white, so I would expect that to be in their deck. Opponent looking at multiple creatures. They ripped Aerith's Rescue Mission, which is a pretty sick draw. So like, we came pretty close to dying here. I feel like if they'd gotten back that summon Chocomog instead of the Ochu, which they also could have played that turn, we'd probably just die here, because we are taking 6 damage. We're letting 4 creatures through after the triple tap. So we do end up winning that one, just because the opponent couldn't deal with the flyer the next turn. So we get a little bit fortunate there. Pretty awkward hand. I feel like we just can't keep this. The only thing we have is Sahagin. I mean, if we don't draw If we just draw red cards, then we're just in too much trouble. So we definitely have to mulligan this, especially on the play. We don't have as many draw steps to really potentially see something that we need. And I was choosing between Summon Shiva and Sorceress's schemes to put at the bottom here, and I end up going with Shiva just in case we aren't able to get to it. And also, like, I feel like Shiva's just not that good in this deck. Like, it's much better when you have a full board, a presence on board, just because it lets you punch through damage, or like I guess it sort of buys you time as well if you're trying to slow the opponent down. But if that's all you're doing, like, that's all it does, and you only end up drawing like one card usually off of it, unless you have other tap effects. We do manage to filter some cards out. We got to play the Dreams of Laguna and then discard our Sorceress's schemes with the Laughing Mad to get a little deeper in our deck. We're mostly just looking for Fire Magic at this point. I feel like I want to do everything I can to get to Fire Magic. We just have to hope that the Cerberus survives here. They are playing white-black, so plenty of removal options they could have. If they don't, though, next turn we can double spell, and yeah, the Cerberus does survive, which is very nice. So, and also drawing that land is really good. I was just gonna fire off that combat tutorial, and then I realized I should probably play the Sentinel first, and then put both counters on the Sentinel, giving us two creatures that they probably want to remove. The Phantom Train could be an issue though. It kind of turns our removal, or makes our removal a lot worse, and it gets so large. And we're kind of lacking in hard removal. We've got the Light of Judgment. We do have a Suplex in our deck and an Ice Magic, but they are not in our hand right now. And even just on board, they're big enough. They can make the Phantom Train big enough to survive the Light of Judgment. Opponent does fire off the Slash of Light. They must have drawn it that turn for the Cerberus, so we're not going to be able to triple spell this turn or triple up. Triple Light of Judgment would have been pretty cool, although they would have been able to sack everything to the Phantom Train, and then they still have the giant Phantom Train, which can be awkward. We're just gonna leave up Syncopate because we can also just Dreams of Laguna if we want to grow the Sahagin. Just try and play defensive here. We might take a big hit from the Phantom Train if they decide to sack something and attack, but I feel like they're gonna respect a bounce spell. At least they are right now. Opponent tries to play the Darkness Crystal, which we are going to counter. They only have one card left in hand, so I mean, they might have a removal spell left in their hand as well, but better to not risk it, because that can start to if the game goes long, the Darkness Crystal can certainly generate some value. All right, we get to play a bomb and also hold up Ice Magic. We do find our Ice Magic with this side quest card collection, and we're going to go for an attack here. If opponent sacks a few things to try and trade with the Sentinel, I'm happy to Ice Magic it. But opponent is going to declare a Chump Blocker and then sack it to the Phantom Train just to grow it a bit, which feels like a little bit aggressive when they're at 20. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping they sacrifice something to and then attack with the Phantom Train, just so I can fire off the Ice Magic and kind of reset it, negate some of the value they get from the Phantom Train, or sort of undo the work they did with those sacrifices. And opponent plays what is it? Endless Days. Anyways, they play the two tapped creature tokens. We're gonna crew up our magic card here and then block the 3/2. I'm expecting them to sacrifice it. Once they do that, then I can bounce the Phantom Train. I'm not sure why they sacked both tokens. Maybe they figured they just needed to get as much damage as possible in, but it doesn't really change their clock, so that feels a little bit that feels maybe incorrect, especially because I do have the Ice Magic, which they did respect when I attacked, but for some reason I guess they're like, oh, maybe they decided that I didn't have it, and then when I showed that I did, they were like, okay, I guess I just lose. Feels a little premature, but I guess they didn't really have much going on in their hand. And there we go. All right, another pretty decent hand. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of action early. but we do have stuff to do later. We do need to draw a land to hit our to start playing our 4s, but we do have once again have our Samurai's Katana, which we're actually not going to attack with because they went 2-drop into Wyvern. So we're not going to win that race. Ooh, opponent plays Combat Tutorial, and we're going to have to trade. I can't just accept the 3 damage. Unfortunate that we kind of ramp them with a treasure token, so they can maybe play something big next turn. But we are going to. We are going to get beat pretty handily by this Odin. Unfortunately, we're going to just try and stabilize. But yeah, the Primal Odin, the ramped out Primal Odin, like I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to do here. We just don't have the hard removal for it, and bouncing it just seems extremely bad. So unfortunately, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get there. Opponent just has eject. I mean, we can bounce the Odin so we don't die this turn, but then they just have Odin in hand and they can kill whatever we play. It just doesn't really matter. We kind of missed we did miss a land drop, but I don't think it would have mattered either way. We needed to have like suplex there, or be able to syncopate the Primal Odin. So unfortunate, but you know, sometimes you just lose to Odin. All right, pretty solid hand here. We don't have like sort of activators for the payoffs here, but we do have the bomb into Sahagin, which is really nice. And there we go, we get the Dreams of Laguna. We still need double red for the GF Cerberus, but I'm not too worried about that. Thankfully, we have the suplex here because opponent goes White Mage's staff into Aerith, so that's going to grow every time the staff attacks, which could be very, very bad if you let that grow out of control. I mean, we do have bounce spells. Opponent also has Coral Sword to get our Sahagin there, which is kind of unfortunate, losing it to a 1-mana equipment that sticks around. But we find our other mountain. We get to play our GF Cerberus. We're just gonna keep taking damage from this token, which isn't too bad. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to just draw a bunch of cards here. We might have to just take 7 to the face next turn. Hopefully it's not more, depending on what they draw, but we do get to reload our hand, which is a lot of lands, but we do have card filtering. We've got the Dreams of Laguna we can still play this turn, and we get to triple up on something. I kind of hope we don't have to triple up on the Combat Tutorial, but I mean, if we have to, we have to, I guess. That would be terrible. So finding this Retrieve the Esper is kind of best case scenario here. We're gonna make 3/3/3s, which is gonna be able to match their army. Although that Zac is actually really awkward, so we kind of need to get rid of it. It just makes combat such a nightmare for us. So I am gonna use my bomb here and just fire it off on the Zac, and then they can put their counter wherever. At least I was hoping that was going to happen, hoping that's how it would happen. But Restoration Magic does kind of throw a big wrench in our plans here. Opponent draws Crystal Fragments. They only need 1 mana to flip it into a 4/3 flyer that makes their attacking creatures not take damage in combat, which is extremely good, especially in this spot. And once again, we need to get rid of this Zac. Like, I can't just chump block. Like, I just don't have that much time, so I figure we need to make them use the Zac here, and they do exactly that. I mean, how could you not get those 2 tokens for 1 mana? We do find Side Quest Magic card. I was going to Retrieve the Esper, but I think Side Quest card collection, I mean, we want to fill up our hand anyways. It's a little bit cheaper to cast anyhow, and then allows us to play something else. And we still have a 4/4 next turn to be able to double block with, and I'm probably gonna accrue the magic card and double block rather than double block with my 2 tokens. Even though the 4/4 flyer is probably more valuable individually, it's just the fact that I need another creature in play to be able to utilize it. I want to keep as many blockers on the battlefield as I can. So we're gonna accrue it and then double block. We're gonna lose our flyer, but that's okay. At least we still have another blocker, and then we can play our Sentinel. Plus, hopefully get something else next turn. We do still have a Combat Tutorial to draw more cards. Prompto's a decent pickup. I mean, it's just another creature, which we're pretty desperate for. We can go with Scorpion Sentinel, and then I think we're gonna go. I guess we're gonna, just to be mana efficient, we're gonna cast one of our 4s. Definitely Dreams of Laguna. I'm sure we'll find something we want to discard with Laughing Mad soon enough. Opponent does find their land, and they're able to flip over to summon Alexander, which again is a 4/3 flyer. So I mean, a flying creature just in general is a problem for us. We need exactly Suplex basically. We are pretty deep in our deck. We've drawn a ton of cards though. Syncopate is not going to do anything here, so we are going to pitch that. I was going to chump block with Prompto, but I figured, you know what, the 3/3 is probably not that much more valuable. So let's keep Prompto just in case we end up needing the extra mana from the treasure. Start with the combat tutorial. Making a 5/5, which I mean it blocks the Magitech armor on base stats. I mean they have a ton of equipment and a ton of mana to equip, so like it's like the breakpoint isn't all that relevant. We do find our Quistis though. Quistis is actually phenomenal here, because we have I guess our Suplex has already been used. I should say. I think I thought it was still in the deck here, but that's right. We did use the Suplex super early, so we're gonna have to. Or we're going to be able to use our Suplex again with the Quistis here. And we also get to play the bomb because we had the treasure token. I don't know how relevant that is, but I still think keeping the Prompto is probably a fine choice in the previous turn. All right, and now we're pretty much stable here. We've gotten rid of the opponent's flyers. I mean, they've got a ton of equipment. They can just keep loading up every one of their creatures and just have like these large threats. But yeah, we have managed to stabilize, and hopefully we'll be able to turn the corner. Opponent plays a Samurai's Katana, pretty good rip. Giving the creature that they suit up trample is pretty big. We're just gonna trade it with the Scorpion Sentinel so we don't take any trample damage. We do find Ice Magic. Ice Magic is great here. Ice Magic is gonna be very good. We get to flashback and retrieve the Esper, and we've still got 4 mana with our treasure token. And so we can use Call the Mountain Chocobo, just keep adding to the board. We can't attack yet, but opponent rips our land, so nice or a good whiff for us. They equipped the Coral Sword. I think they thought they could equip the staff as well there, because that feels wrong to do Coral Sword over the White Mage's staff. All right, and now I feel like we're stable enough. Since we have this Ice Magic in hand, I feel like we're stable enough to start attacking. We're gonna attack with a 7/7 token here, and then we can just pass. And then, I mean, they can still spend a bunch of mana and just load up their token. But I mean, if they spend all their mana just equipping up 1 token, hoping for a big trampler, I mean, our Ice Magic works pretty well here. We're gonna cast it for 4, of course, even though we don't need to, but just to get our value from Blazing Bomb. And apparently opponent has seen enough. Apparently opponent thinks they can't come back from that. I think a little bit premature, but you know, we take it. All right, we do have to take a mulligan. We mulligan into a great hand here though. I think we're gonna get rid of the Prompto. We want to keep all our lands. I think Call the Mountain Chocobo is definitely something we want to hold on to, especially with the bomb into Sahagin curve here. Get in for 1. The old familiar, again, bomb into Sahagin is really nice. And they got another white, we're facing down another White Mage's staff. Hopefully they don't follow it up with Aerith again. We're pretty much, I'm pretty much always just blocking the 2/2, because I feel like they're always attacking. I don't know what, I feel like you shouldn't play the Wyvern there. Just a bluff, just in case somebody doesn't want to block the Sahagin there, but... Alright, we draw Retrieve the Esper, so we got a lot of action here between these 2 cards. These 2, Call the Mountain Chocobo and Retrieve the Esper. A lot of flashback value as well, so we're going to be able to grow our bomb and Sahagin over the course of a few turns here. Suplex is a really, really nice draw. We could just take out the Wyvern there, but instead I feel like we just get in. We've grown the Sahagin and bomb already 2 counters, so they're 3 power each. We attack for 9. I feel like we're just winning this race since they spent their whole turn 4 just equipping their flyer. I guess it depends what their follow-up here is on turn 5. And the Ring of the Lucy, or at least Lucii, not sure which is the correct pronunciation there. And I'm actually gonna suplex the ring. I'm not sure if that's necessarily like correct, but I was thinking, you know, maybe they're trying to ramp into like a summon Knights of the Round or a Bahamut. We could probably beat Knights of the Round But if they go Knights of the Round and then kill our Sahagin, we are in trouble. Opponent does float some mana here, and then they're deliberating over what they want to cast it on. It's like a little bit awkward casting just Suplex this turn, especially with how much we have to do with our mana, so... But yeah, I was just, again, I was thinking I can win this race as long as they don't play like an 8-drop or something like that. I think we're just gonna go in with the team here. I mean, we're at a higher life total, we have a bigger board. Opponent trades with our bomb, which for sure makes sense. And also, yeah, they played battle menu, so playing just the suplex there actually kept us below the range of battle menu. If we play something else, they just get to battle menu or Sahagin, and then if they do have the 8-drop, then Ring of Lucy is there, and they get to cast and stabilize with a Knights of the Round, and we probably lose the game. Again, I don't know if they have it, but this line ended up being better based on the battle menu specifically. Just considering if I can die on the crackback if they trade. I was also considering whether I wanted to attack just in case they had like Fate of the Suncrest, which they didn't. I mean they had eject, which I guess is arguably better for them because they get to dig deeper. But we are down to 2 creatures each now. Apparently opponent doesn't have anything they can cast. Again, I'm convinced they have some kind of 8-drop or something in their hand. Not that we'll be able to find out unless the game goes too long, but yeah, we do end up being able to play Quistis, get use our suplex, and then play a Prompto with haste for exact lethal there as well. So we were hoping they were going to spend that turn equipping, and they did. Fortunately, they just didn't have any more removal, and there we go. A trophy. Ended up going 7-1 with this. I think this isn't even like this isn't even like a great blue-red deck. It's a good blue-red deck, I think. I think it ended up going pretty well. Cerberus put in some work. I mean, obviously Sahagin was great when we had it, but only having one, it wasn't that consistent. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really helps the channel. Yeah, I might upload these periodically. I don't have like a set schedule for them or anything. But yeah, I've been doing drafts sort of in the morning before my stream. I've been streaming every day over on Twitch. You can see that in my sort of community tab on YouTube here. But yeah, we're on that road to 1,000 subscribers. We're only 93 away, so any help would be extremely nice of you, I guess. Anyways, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.